Okay, we're all here now, so let's go ahead and get started. Apparently, video from Columbus is not working out well, so I'll have to be very diligent and make sure I record video and pictures and everything for the sake of the Anderson students, because we'll probably switch to where the lectures are coming from here rather than from Columbus. That way we can make sure that the students in Anderson get all of the information they need for the course. Quickly, before we really get started, I was trying to clean things up back there in the back of the room. It's still a mess, but I found the robot we built last time I taught the course, which was about a year ago. This is a self-balancing robot, so you sit it down, it's got an accelerometer here at the top. You sit it down with it on and it will balance. Now it's not perfectly stable, it actually moves back and forth a little bit. But we made it work and we were excited about it. I tried plugging it in. There's a bunch of batteries down here low to keep the center mass low, make the balancing problem easier. Tried plugging in the batteries and things came on but nothing happened. So if I can get it to work again, I'll demonstrate it for you guys and hopefully it'll work as well as it did last time. But we actually laser cut the whole frame here and built it. They enjoyed it. It was a good project. Have you guys given any more thought to what project you'd like to work on in the class? I had some suggestions, but I'm not going to dictate what we do. I'm open to ideas. If you've not thought of anything, that's okay. At some point we'll have to make a decision. But keep thinking, it's fine. Now when we came in, Mr. Smith, you had a question. You said, is the Arduino coding still going to be due on Thursday? Because that date's coming up very quickly. Well, it depends. The way this class usually works is I'll lecture for about half of it, and you get lab time for half of it. So since we've had about 2 hours worth of lecture last time, which was a lot more than I intended to do, let's take most of the day today and work on the lab. And I'll come around and help you. My plan is to take that camera off the tripod. If you have a question, I'm going to come over, start videoing. I hope it doesn't distract you too much. But that way the Anderson students can see if there's a solution to a problem or anything like that. Okay, I might look at your problem a little bit beforehand and get an idea of what whether or not I think it's worth recording, and then just go from there. So we're going to spend the entire day on it. Now, let me warn you, I do expect you guys to work on these laboratory assignments outside of class time. Now, I have created groups for you guys here in New Albany the way that I think we were set up last time. We had Lasley and Wellner together in a group, right? And then Nyman and Schottler, is that?
Schottler.
Schottler in a group. I couldn't remember, I'm sorry. Then Pleiss and Smith in a group. So I've assigned Lab 2 to those 3 groups, and I made 2 groups in Anderson and assigned the lab to those groups as well. And we can talk about the assignments in Anderson. I just did it at random. So I really like to put people together that have similar schedules, because a lot of times you have to work outside of class. Okay? So that's the main plan for today, is to work on the lab, and I will be glad to help you. Also, I'm trying to get a webcam. I looked back and I had requested a webcam quite a while ago. It's still not in, so I've got to go find out what's going on there. I would be on the webcam again today, but I forgot to bring my power supply for my laptop, and that's the only place I've got a webcam. Anyway, if you look at the laboratory assignment, Lab 2, I've changed it just a bit. As I said, I assigned it to groups. And instead of talking about the professional development board, what I want you to do is just connect 8 LEDs to the Arduino. We've got some LEDs back there. Hope you guys find them. Hopefully the Anderson students also have LEDs in your bins. If not, I can send some to you quickly. Just let me know. In fact, I'll check on that. Anyway, using the information that we found last time, you should be able to connect LEDs to the Arduino, and you should be able to connect inputs, switches, to the Arduino as well. You'll need 2 switches for input, and you'll need 8 LEDs for output. Okay, in fact, I think we may have some boards back there that already have 7 LEDs on them. You guys can use them if you wish, it doesn't matter. Let's see, I may even have a resistor in line, but you'll still have to size one more. Is it clear what you're trying to do with this assignment? Any questions on it?
Do we just need the Arduino and a breadboard?
Yes, you need Arduino.
So
and you
we're
need
not
a
actually making a device per se.
Right, we're not making a finalized circuit board and everything. Yeah, we're not doing that. This is just a lab, so we just need some breadboard. We should have breadboard over in the ECET labs. We've got some over here. I think some of you probably have breadboard with you. And that's another thing. I'm better writing things down to check for Anderson, because I don't know that they have breadboard. For the Anderson students, I did mail a package to you, and it includes some CD-ROM drives as well as power supplies and other useful things. So you should receive that. You should have received it yesterday, but I'll check with Matt and make sure that you got it. LEDs is the other thing, and switches. These are common components, so I think they have them in their labs. I know we have plenty around here. Muhammad had a good suggestion. He suggested that we use old CD-ROM drives for our stepper motor exercises, which are coming up pretty quickly. And I thought that was a good idea. I've got a bunch of old CD-ROM drives at home. Of course, I'm the pack rat. My friends say that I have a magic basement. Anything they need is in my basement. It's like magic. So I'll bring in some CD-ROM drives, and we won't need them quite yet, but we'll eventually use them to drive the stepper motors. The head that reads is actually a laser that reads the CD-ROM, and it has to be able to move back and forth. And so the way that works usually is there's a stepper motor that has a shaft that has a spiral cut in it. And as the stepper motor turns, the carriage rides on that spiral, and you can move the carriage back and forth and position the laser very precisely. So I'll bring those in, we'll tear them apart. And I don't want them completely disassembled. I just want us to get down to the point where we can disconnect the motor from the board and drive it with our own electronics. We need the mechanical system of the CD-ROM drive to be intact. But we'll do that probably next time or so. Assuming that you guys are done with the programming. So probably what will happen is we'll take all of today and most of the next class period to work on the coding. And this is the part where I'll come around and help you. Those of you that have been in controls with me know how this goes, where if you're working on some coding, especially during the project, I give you time in class and I come around and help you solve problems. This class is a lot like controls in that sense, except there's even more of that in the programming side. Questions, comments, problems, anything? All right, let's leave the due date where it's at, and we'll see. You guys know me, I'm flexible. So if we get to the end of class next time, you guys are nowhere near done, then we'll extend the due date most likely. But I want you to work hard on this, okay?